I really can't believe it. I can't believe you missed it. I can't believe an ingrate like you is my sister. Why didn't you come to Mom's funeral? Funeral? I don't know anything about that. When did she die? The day before yesterday. She took such good care of you. You ungrateful bitch. There's no way I would go. Are you serious? I tried to call you several times, but it said it was a disconnected number. I never received a call. Maybe you called my old number? The one with the 33 at the end? Oh, come on. I told you I changed my cell phone. Sorry, I forgot. If it's an unused number, you should at least use your head and remember. You could have just texted me. I was in a hurry. I didn't even think of that. Were you a pallbearer? Who else is there? It was a lot of work. I did everything, and I mean everything. It was really hard. I got tired of dealing with relatives and stuff. You weren't there for Dad's funeral, so it was just me and Mom. It couldn't be helped. I was in the hospital. What are you trying to say? That we're even. Why are you so unconcerned? Your mother is gone. Aren't you sad? Not at all. How is that possible? Mom died. How can you be so cold-hearted? Don't you at least want to rush over to her right now to offer some flowers or something? Since when did you become so cold-hearted? Since when did you become such a big liar? I don't even know who to give the flowers to. What? What are you talking about? I just saw Mom. What? I thought someone looked like her, so I called out to her, and it turned out to be Mom. I was surprised to see her in New York, but she seemed to be in a hurry, so we didn't have time to talk. What? There's no way. She was even cremated. Who did you burn? Did you have a dream? Are you okay? I can't believe you can't even recognize your own mother. It's impossible for a dead person to be in New York. Or did you see a ghost? I don't get it. There's no way I would tell such a bald-faced lie. That's why I'm surprised. If it's a prank, why don't you come clean now? Then why don't you come see the remains? That would make you believe it. You're not going to know who it is when you're looking at the ashes. I know, but... Then what was the cause? It was an accident. If she was sick, I would have told you earlier. But it was so sudden. And that was the day before yesterday. That's impossible. Laura, maybe you're tired. Or maybe you're mentally ill. No, I have fun every day. And I have a lot of free time. I'm worried about you because you say a lot of strange things. Why don't you go to a doctor? Maybe the shock of hearing about your mother's death has made you crazy? I'm perfectly sane. You're the one who's crazy enough to go to a funeral for someone who you aren't related to. You should go to a hospital. I'm not trying to fight with you. At least come home to offer your condolences. I don't want to. It's a waste of money. You can't even pay for the trip to Boston? Mom won't rest in peace with a daughter like you. She's not dead. She still has her feet on the ground. She's really gone. Oh, so there's no inheritance or anything? Of course not. It's like she was barely getting by. Oh well. You were counting on something like that? It'd be nice if there was, right? Forget it. I'll take care of the rest. Bye. Call me when you find the inheritance. I don't know what you call this kind of thing. The thing where you get a memento? You mean heirlooms? I guess the name doesn't really have a twist to it. I'll take the clothes and watch for now. I'm her daughter, so it's okay if I take them, right? What? You're back? I'm free to come to my parents' house whenever I want. Are you out somewhere? I have to go to the city office and the bank and take care of all kinds of stuff. I have to do it all by myself because you wouldn't come home. You disrespectful bitch. I see. Where did you hide the bad money? I can't find it all. Why do you need that? Because it's half and half too, right? We're the only 2 kids.
It disappeared with the funeral expenses. How much do you think it cost?
I thought you would at least give me some money for the trip.
You have at least that much, don't you?
Oh, you have the death certificate and everything. I thought you were lying.
Of course not.
I asked around the neighborhood. They all said they were at the funeral, so you weren't lying.
You really had your doubts?
Yeah, I did. I guess I was wrong about the person I saw. She's really gone.
Yes, she is. I've been telling you that from the beginning.
I know some of my friends went. I should thank them.
Do that.
So, how much insurance is there?
Are you in that kind of trouble?
Why do you think so?
Because you keep talking about money.
I'm just checking. You want to take what you can get, don't you? They say that money is the biggest problem in situations like this. I wanted to get it out of the way.
Unfortunately, she didn't have any.
No way!
I bet you couldn't afford to pay the premiums.
It's a lonely old age, isn't it?
Maybe one of us should have gotten married and given her some grandkids or something.
Being single at 35 is definitely a sin.
What are you talking about? You're only 2 years older than me. Being single at 33 is a sin enough.
I love my job.
And by job, you mean being an unsuccessful theater actress? I hear you're basically working part-time.
Well, yeah, so it wouldn't hurt to have some money.
Well, that's too bad. It was all I could do to pay for the funeral.
Still, I didn't know she had such a nice watch.
I heard she bought it with Dad's insurance money. She said she wanted to be able to have him with her all the time.
She was more of a romantic than I thought. I didn't know that. She must have taken very good care of it. It's still beautiful.
You want it? Take it.
You sure?
Go ahead. I'll give you half of the money after I get rid of the house. But it will take some time. I don't even know if it will sell.
Okay, got it.
Do you believe me now?
Sort of. I mean, with this much evidence to back it up?
I'll be home in about 2 hours. Do you want to stay?
No, I'm busy, so I'm gonna go.
Okay, don't be a stranger.
Okay. By the way, when are you moving to Brooklyn?
Huh?
You bought a nice apartment. I'm so jealous that you and Mom live together. I want to be part of it.
What are you talking about? Mom's gone. You realized that, didn't you? I thought you finally grasped the truth. Have you lost your mind again?
One of my classmates is a total weirdo.
What are you talking about?
There's this woman who goes to people's funerals and doesn't even bring flowers, but just chows down and leaves.
That's terrible. What about it?
I heard from a friend from school that she was there at the funeral, so I thought I'd thank her when I went home the other day. So I went to see her.
Wow, what a sense of duty.
And she didn't disappoint me. She's a weirdo.
What?
She took a picture of inside the coffin.
Huh? Oh my God, when did she do that?
She said they were told that Mom was badly injured in the accident and not to open the casket. It seemed like they were trying to scare everyone, but that didn't seem to work on the weirdo. Instead, it made her want to open it to see something scary. A delinquent's behavior is hard for ordinary people to understand. And then she showed me the picture.
Are you trying to say that the face is different?
It's a different person. It wasn't Mom.
Sometimes their face swells up and they look like a different person. She was badly injured in the accident, so it's only natural that her face looked different from when she was alive.
But that one is too different. She didn't lose that much weight.
You haven't seen her for a while, so you don't know her.
The lady next to me, she said she was as plump as ever right before.
Different people see things differently.
What are you hiding?
You're the one who's suspicious.
Whose funeral was it?
Will you stop it? I'm still recovering from the loss of my mother. I can't believe how much she changed from the incident either. It's hard to believe that was Mom, but there's no mistake. Don't be weird. I knew you wouldn't admit it, so I checked it all out.
What can an unemployed person do?
Even if I'm unemployed, I have a lot of friends, theatre people.
What's a few people with a lot of free time going to do?
You don't know how strong a bunch of bored people can be, do you? After I found Mom in Queens, I had one of my junior troop mates follow her.
What? What's that? I didn't know that.
I didn't tell you. She got in a taxi bound for Brooklyn, so I hurriedly got my friend in the taxi. Anyway, I gave him all the money I had.
Yeah, so? What's the point of following someone who wasn't Mom? What a waste of money.
Really? I confirmed she went into a small apartment in Brooklyn, a person from Boston. If she was going to Brooklyn, it would be a trip, right? Then she would usually stay in a hotel, right?
I don't know, maybe that person went to a friend's house.
Well, we know where she is.
You're wasting your time.
So, here's the great part.
Enough. I don't have time for your delusions. I guess you do when you have nothing to do but fantasize. I'm sorry, I'm busy.
I'm almost done. Just hear me out. That weirdo friend says that the woman in the coffin looks just like the homeless woman who used to live in front of a supermarket.
You know, who'd remember a homeless woman's face? She's just talking shit.
Don't take a weirdo for granted. She even begs the homeless for food. She's hated even in that neighborhood.
What?
The one who gave her the most was a homeless person named Daisy. She insists that's the person in the coffin. She said she remembered her face because she was so beautiful for a homeless person. So she took a picture of the person in the coffin and kept a record of it. So she kept proof that the person in the coffin was Daisy.
What kind of evidence is that? Who would believe such a delinquent statement?
That's right, she's been involved with the police many times. She said if she went, they wouldn't believe her.
That's for sure.
So I decided to go.
What?
The person in that coffin wasn't my mother. I saw her and I confirmed that she lives in Brooklyn. That's all you need to know.
You're an idiot. That's not enough to get them to move. You're not as bad as a delinquent, but you're a bored theatre group member with no social credibility either. There's no way the police will investigate such a delusional story.
I wonder. We also got fingerprints from the person who lives in Brooklyn.
Huh?
Well, I just picked up a discarded plastic bottle.
That's illegal.
I just picked up trash.
You want money? How much to keep your mouth shut?
That's a fat insurance payout, huh? I mean, are you going to admit it?
Just tell me how much, then go the hell away.
I don't want your money.
You wanted it so bad before.
If I didn't act like that, there would have been no reason for me to come over to the house.
Did you do it on purpose?
Yes, I did. I'm still an actress. I'm not famous, though. I looked like a spoiled sister looking for inheritance or insurance money, didn't I?
If you don't want the money, what do you want?
The truth. I want the truth.
If I tell you, will you keep your mouth shut?
Okay.
Really?
If any of my relatives become a criminal, it would screw up my future.
That's true.
So, how did it happen?
It was the middle of the night. We were at the scene of an accident involving a homeless woman. It was a hit-and-run accident, and there was no one around. I panicked and tried to call an ambulance. Mom stopped me.
Why?
This is me, she said. She wanted me to pretend she was dead. So I did as Mom said. I had a funeral and pretended she was dead.
So why? Pretending to be dead with someone else's body? That's like some kind of a plot from a novel. What did she want to do?
Mom was in a lot of debt. I was helping her pay her bills, but she was borrowing from suspicious sources too. She kept paying it back, but it just wouldn't go away.
Why would she have debt?
Well, it was the usual drinking and gambling. She was out drinking every night and playing pachinko until they closed.
Why didn't you stop her? Couldn't you have done something about it before it got so bad?
I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. She's so stubborn in her old age.
I see, but that doesn't mean this is a good idea.
I know, but she's even been going and borrowing money in my name. They even came to my office to collect. There was no way I could rely on you, a poor theatre group actress. I had no choice.
But you know what?
Oh, it's okay for you, right? Just ignore your parents. Chasing your dreams, doing what you love, and I'm the only one who's getting the short end of the stick. Couldn't you have done something about it? Or didn't you stop her? You're in no position to talk. You left Mom and me and went off to do what you wanted. And that's what got me in this mess.
I really feel bad, you know?
That's the truth. Are you satisfied now? If you want to go to the police, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go.
Huh? Wouldn't you usually say you're not going?
No, I usually wouldn't, because everything you just said is a lie.
Where do you get that?
Mom told me everything.
I don't know what she said, but she's lying. She's trying to make me look bad to protect herself. She's the kind of woman who gets into a lot of debt and tries to avoid it by pretending to be sick. She doesn't mind at all making her daughter look bad.
You're the one who tried to get the insurance money by pretending that your mother died. It was also you who sent her away to a small apartment in Brooklyn.
Don't be fooled by the delusions of an old woman.
Mom was crying. She said she didn't want to do it. She said it was horrible to the person who died and that she couldn't face me.
Just leave me alone. Bye.
That's not how it works. She's going to have to live in hiding from now on.
She doesn't have long to live, so who cares?
That's terrible. I never realized how controlling you were. I had no idea. It's definitely my fault for chasing my dreams and not taking care of my family. So I'll take responsibility and expose your sins.
My sins? Everything you're saying is just a fantasy. What proof do you have?
You're right. Mom's so mechanically challenged, she can't even use a smartphone. But the memento Dad left her. Did you know that she could use the voice recorder?
Huh?
Do you know why I'm holding out on you when I have conclusive evidence? Because you're her daughter, for Christ's sake.
Where's the voice recorder?
I took it. I didn't want Mom to be a target.
Give it to me.
I'm not giving it to you. I shut it when I heard it. Bitch, if you want to live, you're going to have to do what I say. You're a person who doesn't exist in this world. Take this money and go?
That's...
How is she supposed to live with only 50,000? If she doesn't have a social security number or identification, she can't even work.
What a pain in the ass.
Huh?
Of course I wished she would just go away and die somewhere. She doesn't have long to live anyway, and it's hard for her feeling guilty even if she lives. So just give her 50,000 to play around with and have fun till she dies.
What are you? I don't even want to think of you as my sister.
You don't have to. I don't even consider you my sister either.
You did all this for a mere 360,000 in insurance money.
Mere? This money will put an end to a life of being chased by loan sharks. Of course I was desperate.
But that doesn't mean you can't tell the difference between what's right and wrong.
If I could, I wouldn't be doing it. If you hadn't run into that old hag, it would have all worked out. Oh, this really sucks. I did everything I could to keep you from finding out, and you just happened to get in the way.
I know you lied about calling me before the funeral. You didn't want me to see what was in the casket.
That's right. I went to a lot of trouble to get my relatives not to call you, okay? And now it's all for nothing.
Their insurance money will be returned.
I don't have it anymore. I paid back the loans.
Not having the money won't solve the problem. It'll go to court and the police will get you.
Please, will you help me?
I don't think so. It's easier to hide in jail than play tag with the loan sharks.
You little shit. You were always a drag.
I never respected you either. You're always so cynical with your empty eyes. I stayed away from our house because of you, but now I regret it. I hate myself for not noticing what was happening to Mom. If I'd noticed sooner, none of this would have happened.
Well, where shall I run away to?
You don't have any more money, do you?
Yes, I do. I sold our parents' house.
What? Of course, they're gone, so see you later. Wait! Did she think she could escape from the police? If so, she's pretty stupid, and getting caught in one day is even more stupid. I didn't observe the trial, so I don't know much about it. It looks like she's going to be in prison for some type of crime. I think she's guilty of insurance fraud and falsifying the insurance documents. I got my parents' house back safely. However, there is no way I can go back to my parents' house because of the neighbors' prying eyes. I sold my parents' house and moved in with my mother in New York. My weirdo classmate and I held a small funeral for the homeless woman. My mother couldn't disobey my sister. I asked her why. She said she had been threatened with harm by Laura. I was being protected without knowing it. I feel my mother's strong love for me now. This time I will protect my mother.
Janet, how long are you going to stay at home? I thought you were turning 39 years old next month. Yes, but what's going on? Listen, you're around 40. You're not married. You're not working. You're just staying at home. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Stop leeching off our parents. Huh? I'm leeching off our parents? Sis, are you sure you're not mistaken? How can I be mistaken? Even Dad says so. He said, I hope she doesn't stay at home forever. Did he really say that? Yes, he did. When I went home the other day, he was lamenting about it. He definitely wants you to leave. I'm sure you'd be in trouble if I stopped taking care of them. Huh? You're taking care of them? Give me a break. You don't even work and they support you. Am I going to be in trouble? If anything, I'm in trouble because you won't leave. Why are you in trouble? Because I can't live in our parents' house because you're staying there. What? Sis, do you want to go back to their house? Doesn't he want to live with his wife's parents? He'd rather live with them. It's better for the kids to have Grandma and Grandpa close by. Of course. So, Janet, if only you would leave there, we can live with them. I've never heard that you wanted to live with them, because the house you're living in now, it's in a great location and it's newer. Didn't you say you like it? I do like it, but my current home is a rental and it costs a lot of money. It would be a waste to keep paying the rent. Huh? Sis, you told me not to live with them. You want to live there to save money? Shut up! Unlike you, I have 2 kids. I have to save a lot of money. Well, I understand that. Then I think it's even better not to live with them. From the looks of it, I don't think you understand the situation there at all. If you move in with them, you'll definitely regret it. Huh? There's no way I'll regret it. My dad has always loved me. He'll be happy when I come home, of course. Yes, Dad might be happy when you come back, but I'm saying you'll regret it. What? Why would I regret it? Tell me why. Well, Dad has asked me not to say anything about that. I want you to ask him directly. Voila! You're lying. I knew it. If you can't tell me, that means you're lying. I'm not lying. Then I'll ask my dad if he wants to live with me or with you. If Dad chooses me, you'll have to get out of their house. Well, if he did that, that'd be fine. Yes, I'll hold you to that. I'll call Dad right away. I'll call you later.
Janet, I heard from Susan. We can't live at our parents' home because of you. I hate to say this, but I don't think it's a good idea for you to live with your elderly parents. I think it would be better for you to become independent.
Hello, Bob. I heard from my sister yesterday, too. Isn't there some misunderstanding?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm not leeching off our parents. I consider myself to be independent.
No. Staying at your parents without working at your age means you are not independent. It is not you who should live with your parents. It's us who have a family. Why don't you get married? Well, I know it's not easy for a recluse like you to find a partner. And to be honest, Susan is prettier than you.
You're really being so rude. I mean, don't most people want to live with their wives' parents? Please tell me why you want to live with her parents.
It's kind of complex. I would like you to stay out of it.
Then why don't you leave me alone? Besides, I'm saying this out of kindness. I know you don't know anything about the situation. If you live with my parents, you will surely regret it.
Regret? How can I regret it? Not having to pay rent would be awesome.
You're leeching off my parents too.
Huh? We're different from you, Janet. I'd feel terrible if you say we were the same as a recluse like you.
If you both insist that much, I'll get ready to leave home. Even if you cry and beg me after the fact, I won't help you.
Huh? We're going to cry and beg you? That won't happen. We won't help you if you cry.
Are you done? Is that all you wanted to say? I feel disgusted talking to you. Now, if you'll excuse me...
Please get ready to move out as soon as possible.
Janet, you told my husband you'd get ready to move out. It looks like you haven't left yet. Hurry up. We can't move in unless you leave. I said I'd get ready to move out, but I didn't say when. Have you talked to Dad? Yes, I asked him if he wants to live with us or with you. He said he wants to live with us. Well, that's what he said. I'm ready to leave any time. But you said you would check with him, so I waited. If you asked him about the situation, I thought you might say you don't want to live with them. Did you check out the situation? What? There's no way I would do that. It's obvious that you were bluffing. Well, I don't care if you regret it. Huh? You're not making any sense. How long are you going to stay there? A loner like you, get the hell out of there. Okay, I'll leave then. Huh? I told you I'm all set. I'm leaving right now. You're so understanding, aren't you? Then we'll move in tomorrow, too. That's fine, but you have to promise me one thing. Promise? What? That you won't live with them after all. Don't ask me for help. I will never help you. Huh? Give me a break. That's not going to happen. Okay, I promise you. I swear I'll never ask for your help. Well, good. Sis, you don't seem to know this, so I'll tell you this. Dad is addicted to gambling. They are in debt. I've been supporting my parents for a while now, but it seems they don't need me anymore, so you're going to have to support them from now on. Huh? Dad gambles? That can't be true for someone like him. You should lie a little better than that. Sis, you don't believe anything I say, do you? Of course I don't. Have you forgotten that they raised you? There are white lies and lies you can't tell. Can't you even understand that? You are no longer my sister. What? Are you going that far? Dad said he doesn't want to see you as his daughter. All he wants is me. That's enough for him. Dad said that. You know that he's always on my side, don't you? I feel sorry for you because he doesn't love you. Okay. I'll go on with my life from now on. I don't consider you guys family anymore, okay? Okay. You sound so arrogant. You've been a recluse your whole life. What can you do? All I want is their house. Where do you think you're going? Are you going to be homeless? Well, good luck with that. Bye. Janet, I'm sorry. Please, can you please help me? We found out Dad's debt and Mom left. My husband said this wasn't what he heard and he left me. I'm in a lot of trouble. Hey, Janet, are you listening? Who is this? Huh? Don't be silly. I'm your sister, Susan. I don't have a sister nor a father. Huh? What are you talking about? You lived with Dad a little while ago. Your sister is in trouble, so don't act like that. I told you, I don't have a sister. Come on. Now is not the time for such jokes. Joking? I'm not joking. You told me first that I wasn't your sister or anything. I cut you off then. I apologize for that. Please stop talking like that. I just want you to hear me out. About what? What you said was true. Oh, about the gambling? That's right. I had no idea that my serious and kind father was addicted to gambling, and he is in so much debt. That's why I told you to check with him. You didn't check, and you didn't believe me, and now you're contacting me. What do you think you're doing? All I want to know is, if that's the case, how did you guys live? I asked him, but he wouldn't tell me. Even though Mom works part-time, she's too old to make enough money. They have to pay off the debt with their little pension, and I wonder where they get the money to support a recluse like you. Janet, do you know how they did it? I was paying for them. Huh? Yes. The mortgage on the house, the living expenses, Dad's debts. I was paying all of them. That can't be true. Janet, you've been a recluse all your life. Sis, I think you've been mistaken all along. I'm not a shut-in. Huh? I used to go to work, but Mom told me that Dad got addicted to gambling. He got into debt. It was the first time I'd ever seen her sobbing uncontrollably, so I decided to help her out. I switched to a work-from-home job. Luckily, I have good credential, and now that I'm starting my own business, I'm making more than double what I was making as a company employee. You? So you really were supporting Mom and Dad. Why didn't you tell me sooner? I told you before, didn't I? Dad didn't want me to tell you. He's too proud of himself. By the way, you said Bob left too, right? What do you mean? Are you divorced? Not divorced yet, but he got mad that it wasn't what he heard. If he is at my parents' place, we can survive without working for a while. He decided to move in with them because I told him that he could take time finding a job. He said he didn't know that Dad had debts. He left saying, I'm going to live with my parents. Don't you think it's too irresponsible for him to leave me and my kids behind? I don't even work. How am I supposed to survive? You and Bob, calling me a recluse leeching off Mom and Dad. But in fact, you guys were. That's really funny. I think you two are the worst kind of people, and I think you make a good match for each other. Why don't you two continue to get along? If you hate me, say what you want. I apologize for calling you a recluse leeching off Mom and Dad. I'm really sorry for calling you like that. What's wrong? You sound normal. I'm scared. Janet, please come back to their house. Huh? Of course I don't want to. I'm finally free. There's no way I'm going back now. Then why don't you send us some money? If you're making more than double, you could at least help me out a little. Don't be so naive. We had a deal, right? Didn't I tell you not to ask for my help? Then you said you'd promise, right, sis? Take responsibility for what you said. It's no use pretending you don't remember. I have your texts as evidence. Because at the time, I didn't know that Dad was in debt. No, I told you about the debt and the gambling. You can't just run away. Where do you live now, Janet? Tell me where you live. I'm going to see you. If I talk to you directly, I'm sure you'll want to help me. Because we're sisters. So we're not sisters anymore. Besides, I live on an island now. What? An island? I always wanted to live somewhere with lots of nature. So I decided to live on an island that I fell in love with after a trip there a few years ago. I work from home, so I can work from anywhere. Well, then it's not so easy to visit you. You don't have to come. I'm not even going to tell you where I live. Don't be so cold. Mom and my husband left me with a dad in debt and 2 kids, and I'm unemployed. How am I supposed to live? Don't worry, Mom is safe and sound. Janet, you know where Mother is? Tell me where she is. Of course I know. She lives with me. Huh? You and your mom? Mom couldn't forgive Dad because he was the one who got into debt and depended on me, and yet always badmouthed me. He kicked me out of the house. He even decided to live with your family on his own, and I think she lost his patience with him. When I told her that I was going to leave home and live on the island, she said, "That's nice. I want to live in the countryside too." I asked her if she wanted to live with me. She said, "If it's okay with you, then take me with you." So we decided to live together. I love you, her. From now on, I will consider her as my only family. You too, forget about me and your mother. Support your father. Oh no, I don't have a job. How am I supposed to support him and 2 kids? I'm sorry. Please help me too. You know, there are plenty of working mothers out there. Besides, you kicked me out of the home. Now you want me to help you when things go bad? If you think things go as you want, you are mistaken. I don't want you to bother me when I'm living peacefully on the island. I'm going to block you now. Wait a minute. Janet, don't give up on me. Janet? Janet, you have to help me. After that, I got a call from my father. He told me that he was sorry and that I should help him, but I told him, "My mom is the only family I have now, so forget about me." I also told him that I wanted him and Susan to help each other. He asked me to at least tell him where my mom was. Of course, I didn't tell him. I blocked him. My father and sister used to be very close, but now my aunt says they're always arguing and cursing each other. She was begged and asked to tell where my mother and I were, but she was always on my side. She told me with a laugh that she ignored it. I am enjoying my life in the countryside with my mother. Ever since she found out about my father's debt, she was looking so sad. I am relieved that she is finally smiling again. In fact, I have a boyfriend here on the island who I had a long-distance relationship with. He met my mother the other day, and we are planning to get married soon. I am so happy that he wants to live with my mother. From now on, I want the three of us to help each other and live together.
I can't believe it! It's not true, is it? What? Sis? Is it true that you had a meeting for marriage? Yes, it's true. No way! I told you, it's true. Mom showed me a picture. His name is Yona, right? He's the boss of a company. You married into money, right? No, I only had the meeting, but I haven't said yes yet. Dad said he already said yes. Huh? He said the wedding is in 3 months. In 3 months? I haven't heard anything about that. But you were going to say yes either way, right? Why? Because he's such a catch, and the position of wife of the president is already a given, right? What reason would you say no for? That's your way of thinking. I have my own ideal of what I want in a marriage partner. Wait! What kind of ideal is a fat person looking for in a marriage partner? A fat person doesn't have many choices. Why don't you lose some weight if you want to talk about ideals? I'm not as pretty as you, and I'm aware that I'm a bit on the chubby side, but there's no rule that says you can't have aspirations. Chubby? You're a big fat girl, no matter how you look at it. Sis, do you know what the unspoken agreement is? Of course I do, but I wouldn't call it an unspoken agreement if it's something you've already made up your mind about. Huh? I'm going to end this conversation because we're on a parallel track. Oh, hey, I'm talking about how unfair it is that only you got the catch. I'm skinny and beautiful, and I'm more deserving of a guy like that than my fat sister. I'm not done talking with you yet. I have to meet someone now. See you later. Oh no! That's what I'm talking about. I don't like the fact that you're so confident even though you're just fat. Show me the face that says, I'm actually jealous of my beautiful, skinny, cute sister and I feel inferior to her. Answer me! Don't ignore me! I'm going to make you sorry. Sis, I have something very important to tell you. What? You know what? I went to a hotel with Yona. Huh? Surprised? Actually, that was 3 months ago. I wanted to surprise you, so I've been sitting on it until now. 3 months ago? You mean right after we met? Yeah, I asked him out and we started having that kind of relationship right away. Huh? I asked him about it at that time. Yona only knew that you had a sister when you met on the blind date. But he didn't know that I was so beautiful. He saw how beautiful I was and said he would marry me instead of you. He said he didn't want to marry an ugly woman who can't even take care of her own health. I'm sorry, sis. About that, what do mother and father say? Nah, I haven't told them yet. You haven't told them? Even though the wedding is coming up in 2 days? Oh no! I told Yona that I wanted to be his bride 3 months ago, but he rejected me for various reasons. I don't understand. How about his parents? I haven't done anything yet. What did you tell the wedding hall? I don't think they normally approve of changing brides. That's the thing. It's not normal. One of the bigwigs at the venue knows Yona, so it's already been approved. It's all so messed up. It's impossible to change so many things on such short notice. It's a surprise for everyone. I decided the first to be surprised would be my sister. Otherwise, 2 brides at the wedding the day after tomorrow would be strange. No, you know what, May? Oh yeah? I changed the marriage certificate you gave him to my name. That's so insensitive. So, Yona and May already? Yes! We're already a handsome couple. And I'm carrying his child. What? Yesterday, I went to the OBGYN and found out. The fruit of our love. I'm a beautiful woman and I'm the mother, so I'm sure she'll grow up to be a lovely child. It's already gone that far. That's why Yona, the next president of the company, and the position of the president's wife have splendidly become mine. I see. I'm sorry I stole him from you. It was like a miracle that my fat sister could find such a high-quality guy. That miracle just didn't happen. Fat people should just be like fat people and live their lives as they have always done, right? If you can't even manage your own figure, the idea of getting married and living with someone else is already absurd. Well, you can come to the wedding if you say you won't interfere with our relationship. Fatty, just leave the wedding gift and go, or something like that. Yes, thanks for all the info. I'm sorry for being so good. Don't hate me because you can't marry Yona. No, I haven't told you yet. Rather, thank you. What's that? Let's both of us be happy together. Huh? What? Sore fat loser, huh? On the contrary, I feel sorry for you that you can't say you're sad in the end. Sis, I wonder if you were crying yesterday because you were so disappointed that you couldn't be Yona's bride. Don't crash the wedding with your fat body or something. Sweaty fat people are too dangerous. I thought it was too noisy for the morning. So you're getting in the ceremony hall early because you have to get ready? Oh yeah, I'm just getting dressed now. You're late responding. I thought you were going to fade out in agony. Yeah, I guess it's more like a cutout than a fade out. What? I have no intention of going to the wedding. Oh, I see. Well, that's fine. It's a lot less complicated that way. And I'm sorry, but could you please give a message to Father and the others? A message? It's kind of a hassle. Just show them the message I'm about to send. Well, okay then. I'm in a good mood today, so I'll do you the favor. You should be grateful. Thank you. I'll send it. Yes. What? As I've told you many times, I have no intention of marrying Yona. You know that I have a man whom I have been dating for some time. Huh? You have a boyfriend? Wait, what's going on? You and Yona talked about us getting married when both our families had already decided to meet. I was deeply saddened by how I was treated without regard for me, the person in question. So I think the two of us are going to run away. What? In addition, note that we have already submitted the marriage certificate. What are you talking about? What are you saying? Okay, that's all the messages. What? I have no idea what that means. Explain it to me. I'm sorry, but I don't have time. Now that I've given you the message, it's a race against time. What? A race? Okay, I'm going away with him. Where? There's no way I'm going to tell you. We're eloping. Eloping? Bye. Good luck at the wedding. Hey sis! Too much is left unexplained. Oh, come on! Sis? Oh, May. The wedding was a mess. Everyone looked at me sideways when I appeared in my dress. And this marriage? They complained that it wouldn't have been possible without you. What the hell is going on? Well. Our father's company and Yona's father's company, actually, they've been in a slump. What? Sluggish business? I don't know anything about that. I mean, what does that have to do with the fact that it has to be you? We need a patent owned by Yona's father's company. And they want a specialized technology that I have. They were planning to successfully link these two to the development of new products to recover the company's business, or something like that. Huh? Patent? Expertise? With the petty idea that if we became relatives, we could hold down the costs in the future. Yona and I have been talking about getting married. I don't know what that is. Patents are kind of a big deal, aren't they? There's no way a lazy fatty like you can get a patent. Besides, I can't believe that the next president won't be him. Oh, really? On the contrary, I heard that he's just a lazy employee who can't do his job. By the way, who will be the next president? The eldest daughter, Yona's sister. Wow. I didn't know that. I was deceived. This is terrible. Tell me about it. And the annual income? I heard your boyfriend makes almost double of Yona's. Yeah, well, he has a successful online business. Then that's better. Huh? You can marry Yona as planned. Beautiful me deserves a man with a higher income than my fat sister. You know what? Yes, it's decided. Then exchange them now. You're pregnant with Yona's child, aren't you? Oh, no, it's Besides, you'll be living with your in-laws from today. What? I'll pretend I didn't hear what you just said, so don't bring it up again. You're going to be living together with them from now on. If your in-laws hear what you just said, you'll be in big trouble. Living together? I mean, what's the big trouble? Yona's mother is a scary and troublesome person in many ways. That's why his first wife ran away. Huh? You mean he's divorced? Yes, because of his mother's bullying. Bullying? As a wife, you should do your best not to offend your mother-in-law. What? Hey! Well, I'm going to cancel my cell phone. Cancel? My husband decided to take this opportunity to move his online business overseas. So we've come to the conclusion that we don't need an American phone. No way! Wait! I won't wait. Help, sis! You chose this path on your own, so I have no obligation to help you. No, please! Hey, I'm sorry I called you fat. I apologize, so forgive me. My husband says he likes me because I'm a little chubby and eat delicious food. So again, goodbye forever. Wait! Oh no! Why, oh why? I heard about what happened after that from a relative who knew. My sister tried to submit the divorce papers to the city office without permission and was discovered. Yona, who was very attached to my sister, became suddenly mentally unstable. At the same time, his mother's bullying of his wife exploded. The atmosphere in the family became very dark. Yona's father lost the chance to revitalize the company due to the bad management of Yona's sister. He always stared at my sister as if she were a piece of filth amid rumors of a shotgun wedding. Not long after that, the company went bankrupt. At about the same time, my father's company also went bankrupt. Both families were saddled with a large amount of debt. My sister is treated like the plague by her relatives as the culprit behind all of this. She had to work to pay off the debts. Since the birth of her child, she has been working hard from morning till night.
Hey, where are you? You didn't oversleep, did you? I can't even get a message read. I'm worried about you. I can't go on without you, so come on. Your dad called and I came to pick you up. Your parents and your brother have already arrived at my parents' house, so hurry up. I can't imagine so, but are you really sleeping? I just heard from your brother. I heard that you designated the supermarket closest to my parents' house as the meeting place for the whole family. And yet you're so late. What's up with that? Or did something happen? I'm worried about you. Get back to me as soon as possible.
You're so tenacious.
What are you doing? I couldn't get a hold of you at all. Do you even know what today is?
I was out drinking with friends last night and came back this morning.
Huh?
It's my day off. Let me sleep. Good night.
Audrey, I finally hear back from you and find out you came home in the morning. You didn't even read the messages I sent, did you?
Shut up. I'll read them later. Let me sleep now.
Later? Today is not just a day off. Oh, come on.
I'll turn it off because it's too noisy.
Hey Audrey, our families are meeting today. Canceling it because you're hungover from coming home in the morning is no joke. It's not showing messages read. Did you really turn off your phone? Your parents and brother must have called and texted you several times. They haven't connected even once, so it's still turned off, right? I don't know anymore. Suit yourself.
Good morning. Wow, it's already night. That wasn't a good morning. By the way, there's a huge amount of incoming calls. What's going on? I know you love me, but the barrage of phone calls is annoying, LOL. Huh? Wait a minute. Oh no, seriously? Henry, pick up. I just woke up. Henry!
You finally read my messages from this afternoon?
Yeah, sorry. When I got the call from you, I was dead asleep. I must have been pretty sleepy. I didn't remember what I sent, and I'm surprised to see it now.
Well, to summarize your story, you went out for a drink with someone and came home in the morning, forgetting that today was the day of the family meeting. And now you're finally awake, right?
Yeah, I bumped into a friend of mine on the way home from work and we went to a bar.
Wait a minute. I asked you on the phone last night, how are the preparations for tomorrow's meeting going? And you said, okay. You said that with confidence, right?
Maybe I was drunk.
What?
I remember picking up the phone at the first restaurant we went to, but I don't remember what we talked about. I also know now that it was you on the other end.
I thought I heard strange noises over the phone, but it turned out that you were in the middle of a bar hopping session.
I guess I forgot all about today while I was drinking.
And here we are.
I'm really sorry. I'm on my way over there now.
You know what? There's no way you'll make the last plane now.
Then I'll definitely be there first thing tomorrow morning. I know things got messed up today, but we still have to have a pre-wedding meeting, don't we? We'll start all over again tomorrow, okay? I will sincerely apologize to your parents. I'm sure my family will be waiting for me too.
You idiot. Do you still think you can marry me now after this?
Huh?
Your parents and brother are probably on the plane home right now.
What? Don't tell me you've already finished, even though I haven't arrived yet. Why? That's terrible.
Of course. I've already convinced your parents. I'm going to pretend we never discussed marriage.
What? I'm already 28 years old. Breaking off an engagement now? Isn't that too irresponsible for a man?
You're the irresponsible one. Always being late for a date because of a hangover is nothing compared to this. I was a fool to believe you when you said you'd take the plane first thing in the morning on the same day. You should have taken a half day off from work or something and come in the day before with me.
Because I couldn't get my work done.
I didn't expect you to screw up so badly and at such an important time. It's my fault for knowing about your drinking and not doing something about it.
Yeah, so let's apologize together.
Huh?
Because we're going to be a couple. In sickness and in health, and even when we screw up. It's normal for us to take collective responsibility and apologize together, right?
You've got to be kidding me. I don't want to be collectively responsible for a vicious drunk like you.
What do you mean by vicious? It's normal to get drunk when you drink.
I'm not saying it's wrong to drink, but I'm saying it's out of line to get drunk and fuck up. Your parents and brother even apologized to me. Can you imagine how they must be feeling on the plane right now?
What?
Think about how your family must be feeling, having to expose their daughter's fiancé to such a situation. We're supposed to have another meeting later to discuss the matter of breaking off the engagement. Ask your parents for the details.
Wait, Henry.
Listen, you. If you don't do something about the drinking, I'm sure you'll do the same thing again. You'd better take this opportunity to rethink your life. See you later. A week later, both families had a discussion about breaking off the engagement. Although we were thinking of having a lawyer, Audrey's parents presented a thick envelope containing a large sum of money saying, "This is for all the trouble," and apologized again. After much discussion, I decided to finalize it by accepting only half of the money. Audrey, on the other hand, seemed to be dissatisfied to the end. Later, when she complained about it to her married female friend, her friend knocked down a few notches with stern talking to, so she finally understood the gravity of the situation. 2 months later, after the engagement was called off, she apologized to me through a mutual friend. She has now declared to everyone around her that she will not have a boyfriend until she is completely sober. And now She is spending her time trying to quit drinking.
Are you home yet? Yeah, I just got home from the OBGYN. How was your checkup today? They said everything was fine. How's your business trip going? Everything here is fine too. I'm really sorry about the timing of my business trip. It really sucks that my boss knows my wife is in the last month of pregnancy and doesn't care. Well, it's not a long business trip. My aunt and her husband live 10 minutes away by car, so don't worry. If something happens, I have them. Don't worry and have a great time at work. Oh, I'll be fine. It's really nice to have relatives nearby you can rely on, isn't it? Uh-oh, I'll miss the plane if I don't get ready. I'll see you later. Okay, have a safe trip home. Autumn! Oh, is that you, Carter? Hey, babe, are you already on the plane? What's wrong? Don't worry about me. Where are you now? I'm at the nearby supermarket, but I'm a little tired, so I'm resting at the food court. What are you so frantic about? What's wrong? Get out of there right now. What? Don't go near the house. Get away from there as fast as you can. My stomach's a little upset right now. Yeah, but get out of there now. Don't go back to the house. It's an emergency. Hurry. What? What's going on? Oh yeah, ask your aunts to pick you up and hide you. We are in real trouble if we waste time. What? You've got to get out of there. Carter, you're not explaining it well enough. I don't understand. What do you mean, don't go home? Even if I go to my aunt's house, I need a change of clothes and some other things. You can't go back for them. Mom knows we are not divorced. Your mother, she knows where we live and she's on her way to our house. I'll tell you all about it later. Okay, got it. Autumn, you haven't divorced Carter yet. How could you trick me and go on doing as you please? I won't forgive you. As I told you before, I don't want a daughter-in-law who can't bear children. I told you when you first married him, and you didn't conceive within a year, did you? That means you had to divorce as soon as possible. And yet you still clung to Carter and didn't divorce him. You're so brazen, not even considering his feelings. You're not handling what needs to be done. That's why I came with the divorce papers. You will divorce Carter by the end of the day. You can't trick me by pretending you are not home. Get out here immediately. You know what will happen if you ignore your mother-in-law any longer. Carter, I'm at my aunt's house. Well, good. That's great. I'm sorry about earlier. I was in too much of a hurry and didn't explain. Everything's okay? I feel like I dodged a bullet for the time being, but it might have actually been a close call. What happened? I was in my aunt's car and I saw your mother walking towards our house. Seriously? She didn't seem to notice me though. I was so freaked out when I saw her. Oh man, I'm just glad you got out of there in time. The only thing that bothered me a little was that she was pulling a large carry-on case. A carry-on? Was she going to stay at our place? I think so. I heard my dad slapped her with a divorce. Really? Speaking of which, how did you know your mother was on her way there? I got a call from my sister who lives near my parents' house. Apparently, some relatives who are on Mom's side heard from somewhere that we are not divorced. They know where we live now, and they told Mom. So that's why she came to our house. I knew this might happen someday, but I didn't think she really attacks us out of the blue. I knew I had to stop you and Mom from running into each other. That's why I contacted you so quickly.
I see. Thank you.
No, I'm sorry for making you go through all the stress when you are pregnant. I'll go straight to your aunt's house after I land.
Okay, I'll be waiting for you. By the way, your mother is on the message app.
What?
I guess she thought I was pretending to be out, but she was sending angry messages to me just now. The notifications kept ringing.
Seriously? Normally, I think the idea is that no one answering means no one is home. That's weird, she thought you were home.
I didn't block her so I could see what she was up to, but I guess it was the right move.
You don't have to deal with her, okay?
I just read them and didn't reply. I'll send a screenshot of the messages to you, so can you please respond?
Okay, I'll take care of it. Mother, what are you doing? Oh, Carter, I just went to your house to complain to Autumn. Complain? But she pretended to be out. She's totally irresponsible. I was at your front door the whole time and the neighbors were staring at me. I had no choice but to stay at a motel tonight. Me and Autumn aren't home right now.
What?
She wasn't pretending. We are really not home. We both have things to do, so we won't be there tonight. Oh, I didn't realize that. By the way, you are in a pickle, aren't you? What is it? You must be worried because you can't get Autumn to divorce you. If you had talked to me earlier, we could have fixed it right away. But don't worry. Your mother will get you a divorce from Autumn. I even brought the divorce papers for you. I didn't tell you that I didn't divorce her because I wanted to protect her from you, Mother. Huh? Mom, did you forget what you did to my brother Mike's wife? What are you talking about? You kept asking her every day if she had kids yet, if she was pregnant yet, and if she didn't give you grandchildren soon, you'd make her divorce. And after only a year of marriage, you treated her like she was infertile. You called her a useless person who couldn't give birth to grandchildren and bullied her. You were always badgering my sister-in-law to no end. Mike gave up on you and moved into her parents' house, declaring he would sever all ties with you. And then they moved abroad. Of course, you remember that, don't you? What's wrong with that? It's his wife's fault for not being able to have grandchildren. If your brother doesn't get a child soon someday, he'll come back and realize the reality of the situation. If you can't have children, what's the point of having a wife? Mike already has children. What? He said he leave it to me when to tell you, so I'll tell you now. His wife Peggy got pregnant less than 6 months after getting away from you. What? Maybe it was your fault for stressing her out. Stress? Wait, are you trying to say that I'm the reason she couldn't have a baby? I'm not sure, but I think that's a strong possibility. It's been medically proven that stress can be the cause of your inability to conceive. Sometimes the pressure of producing grandchildren can cause the stress. Huh? They've been free from that stress for 5 years. She and Mike are raising 3 kids now. I haven't heard anything about that. That's what cutting ties means. Huh? You don't need to let someone you've cut ties with know what you've been up to. Especially when you cut them off to get away from the stress of them. He doesn't want you to know where they are and then have you storm into their lives and ruin the happiness they've built up over the years. I know exactly how he feels. I'm a mother. I deserve to hold my grandchildren. No, you disqualified yourself when you abused the woman Mike chose. That's outrageous. What's wrong with wanting grandchildren? All my friends around me have grandchildren. I'm the only one that... So what? Huh? Well, I'll tell you one more thing too. The only reason I even moved out without telling you I'm not divorced, I did it to protect Autumn from you. Carter? What are you talking about? What do you mean, protect her from me? Don't you make it sound like I'm the villain. Autumn is pregnant. What? Just as I was about to inform you, you went to the trouble of barging over to my house. If you can't have a grandchild, get a divorce, and made her sit on the hard cold floor and lectured her, or should I say abused her. At that time, Autumn appealed that she was pregnant, but you rejected it as a lie to get out of being wrong and continued to abuse her without mercy. You cursed and hurt Autumn with foul language that would even scare a villain. What would have happened if I had not left work early? What? Was she really pregnant? That's right. I told you that at the time too. And yet, you kept accusing me of being deceived by Autumn and blaming everything on her. You blamed Autumn for everything and insisted a wife who is infertile should get a divorce. Because, no matter how you look at it, she wasn't pregnant. Her belly wasn't even big. How could her belly have grown so large that even the casual observer could tell she was 3 months pregnant? Oh, 3 months? God, I told you that too. After that, you still didn't believe she was pregnant and persistently repeated your abuse to Autumn. If things continue like this, she'll be overwhelmed and it'll be bad for the baby. As a result of our discussion, we decided to move on different days so that you wouldn't know where we were. I guess it looked like a divorce to you. By the way, I never told you we were divorced. What? You must have misunderstood and got excited all on your own. You went around telling everyone in the family about how I divorced my infertile wife and kicked her out. Huh? So you are saying I was spreading lies to all the relatives? That's right. Well, I told my brother and sister what happened from the beginning. Except for a few relatives who are on your side, they seem to have some idea of what was going on. Oh, I see. If she was 3 months pregnant then, she's about to have a baby. In that case, I'll move in with you and help you raise the baby. Huh? It's my grandchild, and being experienced in child rearing, I have a lot of advice to give to Autumn. As my daughter-in-law, I'll have to make sure she's well trained. Wouldn't you guys be happy to have me nearby? Someone with child-rearing experience. Well then, I'll visit your house again tomorrow. Tell Autumn to make sure she was everything cleaned up and ready to welcome me. You're right, she's going to have a baby soon. And knowing it's going to be born soon, what kind of an intellect would order her, a pregnant woman, to clean the house? Huh? She's the wife, so it's only natural that she should be ready to receive her husband's mother. Listen, you shouldn't spoil her just because she's pregnant. Even if she's in the last month of pregnancy, she needs to do her work. A wife who can't even do that is not worth keeping. That's why my brother ran away. Why can't you understand such a simple thing? Carter? I hate to think that such a person is my mother. I've had enough. I'm washing my hands of you. Huh? I won't reply again. Goodbye. Come on, Carter. What did I do wrong? Carter? Carter? Hey, I just came to your house. What's this about you moving out? And I just realized that this is a weekly apartment. Don't tell me you were planning to move all along. I didn't know anything about that. Hey, Carter! Hey, please, let me live with you. Actually, your father divorced me. My sister just cut off our relationship too, so you are the only one I can rely on. You must feel sorry for your mother. Please help me. Carter! Hey, please answer me. The night I declared to sever all ties with my mother, I moved our belongings out of the house and we got out of there. Actually, the transfer request I submitted to the company was accepted. My current residence is a weekly apartment that I rented in the time being. The next day, my mother showed up at my former home again. But when she heard from a neighbor that we had moved out, she left, squealing and hissing loudly. After that, she moved into a relative's house. She kept complaining every day, saying, "It's not my fault, it's the wife's fault." She was a parasite that didn't work and stressed everyone out. After 2 months, she was kicked out of the house and finally was abandoned by all her relatives and isolated from the rest of the family. She is now living alone and is lonely, working at a living job she finally found. Hey, pick up the phone. I know you can see this. Don't ignore me. What? You're pestering me. I can't pick up right now, so please text me. Be as brief as possible. I just looked in the mailbox and found a money transfer form for you and Tam's Social Security payment. Oh, that! From now on, I've decided to have you pay it. That's why I need you to make this month's payment by the end of the day. Huh? No, Tam works, right? Most companies have a system to deduct it from your salary. Actually, my husband quit his job. Oh, really? He had some kind of trouble with his boss. But it's not Tam's fault, obviously. His boss was a jerk and pushed him out. The reason is fine. I'm sure there are things you don't want to tell others about. Tam is 25 years old, right? Getting a new job shouldn't be that difficult. Rob and Ellie are still small, and tuition and other expenses are going to be hard from now on. But are you going to be okay? Yeah, so I'm going to ask you to take care of that for me. What do you mean? I know it'll be hard to pay all the expenses, so this year you will start with the Social Security payment for me and Tam. And from next year, I'd like you to pay for Rob and Ellie's school costs until they graduate from college. You're single and you work for a better company than Tam, right? So you can do it, right? What are you talking about? I'll take care of the living expenses. Don't worry. No, wait a minute. What? Why do I have to pay for my niece and nephew's education? I can understand being a guarantor or something, but parents usually pay for things like that. I think it's also normal for them to pay for their own Social Security. It doesn't matter what company I work for or how much money I make. It's just common sense. You're not very perceptive, are you? You're already 35 years old, sis. If you're single and have no boyfriend at that age, you don't intend to have children anymore, right? Well, for now, I'm enjoying my job and plan to work hard until I retire. So, what does that mean? That means you'll be relying on Rob and Ellie to take care of you in your old age, right? Huh? If you don't take care of those kids now, they'll abandon you when you really need them. I'm thinking of you, sis, and I'm giving you the opportunity to make them indebted to you, right? I think it's in your best interest that you make them gratefully, don't you? I'm dumbfounded. What? Since I've decided to be single for the rest of my life, I'm starting to think about preparing for that. Preparations? Preparations so that I don't have to worry about life in my old age. Oh, I see. I'm glad we agree. Huh? Then you have to spend even more money on Rob and Ellie. For your retirement too. No. I think you've got it all wrong. My retirement plan doesn't include taking care of my nephews and nieces. What? Why? Don't tell me you've made up your mind to be a lonely, solitary old woman. I mean, you'll die a lonely death. That's a bit too prepared. That's not true. I mean, I'm going to start saving for my old age now, and eventually I'm going to enter a proper nursing home. Huh? I'm responsible for my own retirement, so don't rely on me for yours. Oh, no! You too should fulfill your responsibility as a parent. And I'll send your Social Security transfer form back to you. Make sure you pay it by the end of the month. You're terrible, sis! You'll be eligible for the pension if you keep paying for at least 10 years. You have to pay for 10 years? It used to be longer. It's better now. Besides, you've already paid for some years. Don't you have about 5 years left? Even 5 years is too long. It's a rip-off. Older people are on the same terms, so don't be absurd. I can't help you if you're just going to complain. Oh, but sis, you've been working for your current company for over 10 years now, right? That means you've already paid your pension for more than 10 years, right? Yes, well, that's true. So? That's not fair! Huh? Then, why don't you just pay our share from now on? Stop paying for your portion and pay for this one! You know, I pay out of the wages I earn from my own work. It's not money I got from someone else. It's my money. And since it's deducted from my paycheck, I can't stop it. So, just pay it out of your savings or something. It's your sweet sister and her family, okay? You can help me out a little bit. If you had come to me with things in order, I would have had more room to think. But you suddenly sent me a payment transfer form. You underestimate the world. You should at least take care of your own pension yourself. When I reported this incident to my parents, they had a family meeting that weekend with my sister and her husband. Then it turned out that my sister had just done all that on her own, and her husband, Tam, had started job hunting with an eye to the future. 4 months later, he got a new job with a higher salary However, he did not know about my sister's attempt to extort money from me for her pension and school fees, and he apologized to me a lot. My sister was scolded severely by Tam, but she showed no signs of remorse because she had been complaining and whining about me for a long time. They finally had a big quarrel. They are on the verge of divorce. I think it'd be better for Tam. My sister said, "I'm not going to depend on you no matter what." And I am at peace so far.
I enjoyed our brunch the other day. That breakfast plate with that tasty omelette. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. How did you know such a nice breakfast place? I'm really glad you enjoyed it. I had a great time too. It just happened to be featured on the famous TV show. I saw their famous breakfast plate with a huge omelette and I wanted to try it. My husband doesn't like to go for brunch, so I don't usually get to eat food like that outside. I was really happy. The eggs were cooked perfectly and delicious. I'd love to sleep on a soft, fluffy, egg-style mattress like that. I'm sure it would lead to some fantastic dreams. That's true. I wish I could sleep on a mattress like that too. That omelette was so good, I couldn't help but become a fan, right? It was so fluffy and tasty, it made me hungry now too. There were so many other delicious-looking dishes, weren't there? Let's go again next time. Maybe next time, I'll try their giant banana split. That one that is over 2 feet long. It looks so delicious. I wonder if I can eat the 6.6-pound banana split. That would require a lot of courage to try. I'm not sure I could eat it all, but I'll support you, Mom. By the way, I was just wondering, why didn't Jake eat the omelette? Some other kids were enjoying eating that omelette. He's already 1.5 years old, so why not go for a child-sized omelette? Weren't you saying the other day that you switched from baby food to regular meals? Yes, that's right. But he can't eat eggs. Actually, Jake had a rash on his body the other day. He didn't look well, so we rushed him to the hospital. They ran some tests and found out that he was allergic to eggs. Egg allergy? What's that? Eggs are rich in protein and are a necessary nutrient for growth. It's impossible for a human being to live without eggs. Or he just doesn't like eggs? Being picky about food is not good. It's not that he doesn't like eggs. It's just that he's allergic to the egg white part. I know someone who fell ill after eating eggs. Jake's allergy level was also high, so I was surprised. If you force him to eat them, it could be fatal. Oh my God! I can understand if not eating eggs could be a matter of life or death, but eating them would lead to death? Is that even possible? You know about allergies, right? Of course I do, but it's weird to be allergic to eggs. So, Jake can't eat eggs for the rest of his life? Eggs are full of nutrients. Wouldn't it be bad for him not to eat them? Unfortunately, he is currently on a complete elimination diet, which means that he is not allowed to eat eggs at all. Once his allergy levels have gone down to a certain level, we'll start with egg yolks under the direction of his doctor, and we'll see how it goes. So, he won't be able to eat until those numbers come down? That's right. Hey, is that doctor really a good doctor? Maybe we should change. What? Why? Because it's not right to not give him eggs at all. It's not like he's sick. He should eat a few. I've never heard of an egg allergy. Please look it up on the internet. It'll come right up. The internet is nothing but lies, and that doctor must be lying too.
He must be a quack doctor.
Well, the hospital Jake goes to specializes in allergy treatment. He's receiving proper guidance from the doctor, so he'll be fine. He is a good doctor, so please, don't worry.
No, Kath. I definitely don't trust that hospital. You need to change that hospital right now.
Why? This hospital has a good reputation, even reviews online, and the doctors are very good. So I have no intention of changing.
Reviews? From online? You are talking about the internet again. Don't trust such things. You know, in the old days, not many people were treated for allergies. People didn't care if they got rashes on their bodies. They just ate them, you know. If you let Jake eat eggs the same way, his allergy will be cured.
Mom, that's dangerous. If you self-diagnose and give allergenic substances, it can result in serious problems. I told you earlier that it could be fatal.
I told you that's not true.
Have you ever heard of anaphylactic shock?
Kath, I'm too old for slang words like that. What's that? I've never heard of it. There were no words like that in our time.
It's a symptom of shock caused by eating an allergen. In severe cases, it can be life-threatening, you know. So you can't force-feed allergic substances.
That's stupid. Is your child's life in danger just from eating eggs? My God! Young people these days are so weak.
What?
You know how many of today's youth are gutless? Today's young people are overly concerned with no to this, no to that. That's why they have such weak bodies. Do you understand? In the past, people used to eat even slightly dirty or allergenic foods without any issues. That's why people from the past had strong bodies and good health. Now, they are too clean here and there, and it's making people weak.
Mom, isn't that wrong? It doesn't mean he can't eat anything, or that he won't be able to eat eggs for the rest of his life. Besides, allergies can develop in adulthood.
I don't want to put it this way, but could it be that your upbringing wasn't quite right? They say that too much eggs and milk during pregnancy is bad. Maybe it happened because you ate too much eggs.
No. I don't remember eating too many eggs during my pregnancy. Besides, some children are allergic to eggs even if their mothers are careful. It really hurts to be blamed solely for this.
Allergies can be cured with determination. Just have a strong spirit.
If you could cure it with your spirit, you wouldn't need a doctor at all, would you? Anyways, please understand this allergy treatment. Don't ever feed him anything that contains eggs, okay?
Well, I'm sure he can manage it with just a little determination. Hey, let's give it a try just for a little bit. I'm sure the allergy will go away.
I've said it many times before, never give him eggs. It could be life-threatening. Please don't put my son in danger. Never, I beg you, do you understand?
You don't have to be so insistent. I understand, and I'll make sure not to give him eggs. But I still don't think you should go to that hospital. I think it's a bit strange.
I'll decide which hospital my son goes to, as I'm his mother. Thank you for your understanding, Mom. No matter how many times I explained it to her, she seemed unconvinced by our doctor's treatment methods. However, I felt the need to emphasize strongly because it seemed like she might try to force-feed eggs still. At first, I thought it was something that would never be cured. But I was told that he would be able to eat in the future. I was going to work hard with Jake for the treatment. However, one day, she gave us something.
Hello, Kath. I'm sorry I said too much the other day. I felt sorry for Jake who can't eat eggs, so I said it too much. Please forgive me.
It's okay, Mom. Don't worry about it. I know that you're thinking about Jake. I'm not angry with you either. I was trying to protect my son, and I said too much too. Is that so? Then that's good. I was worried that you were angry. Anyway, I baked cookies for Jake. I hope you all enjoy them together. Cookies? I don't know. Did you use eggs for cookies? I don't think Jake can eat them. I'm sorry, but I will just eat it with my husband. No, don't worry, Kath. I made it in a way that Jake can eat it too, so it's fine. How can I make something he can't eat right after hearing that story? Please, eat it with your whole family. Is that so? Then I'm glad. I'm relieved. These cookies look delicious, and Jake keeps asking to eat them. I'll eat them with Jake right away. It's okay to let him eat chocolate, right? They're chocolate chip cookies, so I'm sure Jake will enjoy them. Chocolate is Jake's favorite, so he eats it often. Thank you very much. I'll have some then. Bon appetit! I hope Jake will be able to eat eggs soon. I regretted that I should have been more cautious at this time. After he ate the cookies, he developed a rash and had trouble breathing. I thought this was strange, and we rushed him to the hospital. And then, it turned out to be an anaphylactic shock, an attack caused by allergy symptoms. Jake was given a drip and his symptoms started to calm down, but my anger exploded. Hey, Mom, I have to ask you something. That cookie? What on earth are you doing? Oh, they were delicious, weren't they? But can we talk about that later? I'm busy watching K-drama. I don't care about that. It's an emergency. Jake is in the hospital. What? After Jake ate a cookie, he developed a rash. He had trouble breathing, so we rushed him to the hospital. What? Did he fall? Did he hit his head? Or did he choke on something? Kath, you need to take good care of him. It was anaphylactic shock. What? Jake went into anaphylactic shock from eating eggs. It was an allergy reaction. That can't be true. Kath, will you stop lying? Anaphylactic shock? No way. Are you saying that the cookies I made for him made him sick? Yes, exactly. Mom, please answer honestly. You put an egg in those cookies, didn't you? It's an important question. Please be honest. I did. Just a little bit. Why did you do that? Didn't I tell you not to let our son eat eggs? Don't you understand English? Are you an alien? Even you said you made it in a way that Jake could eat. Was everything a lie? And did you really make it to put Jake in danger? It's not like that. It was only a small amount and I thought it would be fine. I remembered that my friend's grandchild was also okay with the small amount. So she started giving it little by little. I guess that kid can eat it because the allergy levels are low. But Jake can't eat it now. I was trying so hard to give it to him when the levels were low. Why didn't you follow what I told you? I didn't have any bad intentions. I just hoped that Jake would become able to eat eggs soon. Besides, you said that egg yolk was fine, didn't you? So I added a little egg yolk to the cookie. Did you hear my explanation? I said I would give him a little egg yolk after the allergy level was low. I never said it was okay to give it to him now. Please backread our conversations. I didn't say anything about it. Don't be so angry. After all, he survived, right? Jake can overcome allergies with determination too. All's well that ends, right? No, you can't apply that in this incident. You shouldn't use it in a situation like this. I can't believe you. I'll never let you see Jake again. Hold on. That's a bit too much to say. I think you're overreacting, isn't it? You don't have to go that far. I did it for Jake's sake. I wanted Jake to be able to eat eggs as soon as possible, so I did it out of the kindness of my heart. He did fine this time, didn't he? So what I did was not wrong. Isn't that right? If you really cared about Jake, you wouldn't have given him something dangerous. You put Jake's life in danger. Are you aware of that? Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't expect this to happen. Please let me see Jake, okay? I can't imagine not being able to see my grandson. For me, Jake is my reason for living now. You know that, don't you? But I don't know when his life will be in danger again. I absolutely cannot let you see him. I will not accept any of the food you made either. Goodbye. Kath, are you kidding me? You're joking, aren't you? Please, get back in a good mood, Kath. After that, Jake's symptoms completely calmed down and we left the hospital. My husband was very angry about this incident too. So we decided not to let Jake meet his grandma in the future. Sometimes, Mom came to our house to bring food and other gifts, but we refused to accept them. Then, 1 week later, she messaged me. Hello, Kath. I'm really sorry about the other day, and I must have been out of my mind. Actually, I'm at the hospital right now. What? Why are you in the hospital? Is it heat stroke or something? I'm allergic to shrimp. What? I was eating my favorite shrimp salad, and all of a sudden, my whole body started to itch. My face swelled up, and I had trouble breathing. I was taken to an ambulance. Oh, that must have been terrible. I was surprised because Jake also seemed to be in a lot of pain when he had the attack. That allergy attack could be so painful. I didn't know that. I really thought I was going to go to the other side. I did something bad to Jake. I'm really sorry, Kath. Jake? So, you've learned how painful allergies can be? I'm sorry to do this at a time like this, Kath, but I have a favor to ask you. Will you move in with me and help me cook my meals? What? Mom, you've got to be kidding. You're joking, right? I'm very sick right now because of my allergies. Even after I get out of the hospital, I won't have the energy to do housework for a while. I can't eat my favorite shrimp anymore, and my husband can't cook. I decline. What? Why won't you move in with me? Don't tell me you're still mad at me. Do you hold grudges, Kath? Why do I have to live with you to cook meals? I'm not your maid. Why don't you eat your favorite shrimp and keep your spirits up? I told you, I'm allergic to shrimp. I can't eat them anymore. What? But you said that, didn't you, Mom? That allergies are something you can handle with determination? But why do I have to spoil you? Allergies can be cured with determination. Just have a strong spirit, right? What? Are you stupid? There's no way you can do that. If you could cure it with your spirit, you wouldn't need a doctor at all. That's right. There's no way you can cure anything with spirit. But didn't you say that you can cure it with determination? So, you were lying? I won't take care of you. Please, take care of yourself on your own. Kath! Please, pick up. Let's talk. Goodbye. Mom has no choice but to prepare her own meals. But she's frustrated because she can't eat what she wants. Due to the stress of not being able to eat her beloved shrimp, She has even started to dislike anything that's the same color as shrimp. Amidst all this, she takes out her frustration on her husband, who eats his favorite foods in front of her, leading to daily arguments, and it appears that divorce is now being discussed.
Hey, it's such a happy day. What do you mean you can't come?
Ashley, as I explained to you earlier, my mother passed away.
I heard about that. I'm asking why you can't come over here.
I'm sorry, it's so sudden. I was surprised too.
Today is the first birthday celebration of a relative's child.
I'm very happy for you, but I'm afraid Cash and I can't come this time.
Why can't even Cash come?
His wife's mother passed away. As a husband, isn't it only natural for him to attend the funeral?
Don't just decide according to your set of rules. We have our own rules. It's a happy occasion, so I won't allow him to miss it.
I'm sorry. We'll celebrate at a later date.
I told you before that it's a gathering of relatives. I won't allow you to cancel our plans just for a funeral that popped up later. You and Cash, come home right now.
My father passed away 3 years ago, and I have to be the pallbearer.
I don't care about your parents' funeral.
It's important to me. I want to give her a proper send-off.
Just blow it off and come over here. It won't make any difference whether you're there or not.
What a thing to say. Didn't your mother do your father's funeral?
Of course she did. He was the head of the family. We had to send him off in style.
I feel the same way. She raised my sister and me with love. There are many people who will come to say goodbye to her. As a daughter, I want to say goodbye to her.
It's only about 20 people. My husband's family had over 100.
I don't want to compete.
How long will it take you to get back? Take off your funeral clothes. It's bad luck. We're celebrating a happy occasion. I don't want any gloom.
I'm saying I can't go back.
You're putting Cash in an awkward position. He's the heir to the family. You want to live in this town from now on and be ostracized by all your relatives?
That's not good, but...
Then you should get out of that thing and come here. You have to show that you're a good wife.
I think there are priorities. Maybe next time.
If you're that stubborn, get a divorce.
Huh?
You don't have to come back. If you love your mother so much, you should get in a coffin with her. But Cash, send him over here.
Just wait a minute.
You've been away from home since the day before yesterday. You have no sense of responsibility even though you're my daughter-in-law.
You gave us permission, didn't you?
I forgot about the birthday party. If I'd remembered it, I wouldn't have let you go.
I've got a lot of formalities to go through, so I thought I'd stay here for a week or so.
Oh my God. You are the most irresponsible person I've ever met. There are no wives like you anywhere. I can't believe you won't listen to your mother-in-law.
The funeral started, so if you'll excuse me, I'm sorry.
Hey, you! Wait! Get off your ass and do your duty as a wife.
My mother-in-law is really annoying. My name is Yvonne. I'm 32 years old. I live with my husband in his hometown, at his mother's house. My father-in-law has passed away, so the three of us live together. It's torture living with my mother-in-law. At first, she pretended to be nice. She was very calm and gentle. I thought, I can get along with her. Once I started living with her thinking that, she gradually began to reveal her true nature. I am working, and my mother-in-law is home every day. She does not do any housework, but complains about every little thing. She has complained to my husband on more than one occasion. My husband has asked me if I wanted to move out of the house, but my work schedule made it impossible for me to leave this place for the time being. I had to be patient. I couldn't concentrate on my mother's funeral. The staff at the funeral home called me to the lobby. My mother-in-law interfered with my mother's funeral in the most ridiculous way. Ashley, what are you doing to me? What is it? What did I do? Please don't play dumb. I was called by the funeral hall staff and came out to the lobby. You've been making prank calls to the funeral home and honking your horn in the parking lot. This is going to ruin the funeral. You and Cash come over here and I'll stop harassing you. You can't drive. And who is the one honking the horn? It's none of your business. Why do you want me to go to the celebration so badly? I don't want people to think I'm a mother-in-law who can't control my son's wife. Your relatives are family. Why do you have to look good? If I tell you to come back, you come back. Then they'll be impressed with how well I've trained you. I'm not a dog. Please stop thinking about discipline and control. A wife is like a pet. If you get the training wrong the first time, you'll have a hard time after that. Please don't interfere with the funeral. I want everyone to say goodbye to my mother. I can't say goodbye to her with all the noise. Then come back. There's still the casket and the burial to go to. If I, the eldest, leave, my sister will be nervous. You want me to come to the graveyard? That's fine with me, but I don't think you'd like that, would you? I don't think your relatives will be happy if I leave my parents' funeral behind and come over to celebrate a birthday. Nobody knows anything about the funeral. Oh, you haven't told them? You want me to tell them? Or are you trying to get money, nasty woman? I mean, there's a big difference between just not going and not going because of a funeral. If I told someone that my mother passed away, I'm sure anyone with common sense would understand. Are all your relatives like you? Yes, they are a sensible family, unlike your insane one. Don't worry, I didn't say you wouldn't attend. If you come now, you can make it. Ashley, has Cash called you? He's very angry. He doesn't matter. He doesn't understand the importance of educating his wife. He'll be back as soon as the cremation is over. Cash just called the relatives. That's too late. No, they said they'll delay the start time a little and everyone will stay behind. Really? That's good. You didn't tell anyone about what I just did you? You know what would happen if you called the police or something. I didn't. Oh, good. Then get it over with. We don't have time for dead people. You're right. The birthday present is $1,000. That much? I've been very indebted to that family for a long time. The birth of their long-awaited first son should be worth that much. I understand. I've prepared an envelope for you to put it in with my congratulations. Okay, I'll leave you to it. You're not done yet? I'm waiting at home. What are you waiting for? Hurry up and come home. Cash and I are already at the relative's house. What are you doing, Ashley? What? I was waiting at home for you to pick me up. It's a 20-minute walk. Why didn't you come by yourself? Did you give them the congratulatory gift? I hope you gave the right amount. Yes, I gave them $100. You just gave it to them without me? I said $1,000. $100 is too little. That's not right. Everyone gave $50 to $100. That's why we're special. I'll apologize and give them the remainder. So give me the other $900 immediately. It's obvious. You were going to take out $900, weren't you?
Do you think I would be so stingy?
I do.
I'm on my way. I'll tell you a thing or two.
Maybe you shouldn't come.
Why not?
I don't know what's gonna happen.
What?
They're all very angry.
Why?
They are wondering what kind of mother-in-law would ask her daughter-in-law's parents' funeral to be cancelled.
Why did you tell them?
We had to tell them why we were late, didn't we? I was worried that they were all crazy like you, but I'm glad they all understood. I went to the house in tears and everyone was worried about me. I was relieved to hear that you were the only one who was crazy.
This is between you and me. You made a big deal out of it.
No, you're the one who got us all into this mess. Even the birthday celebration was supposed to be a small family affair. But you intervened and told us to have a big party with lots of people, didn't you?
It's more fun that way. It's a happy occasion. What's wrong with that?
I heard that even in the countryside, there aren't people who give $1,000. I was about to be fooled.
That's enough. I won't go to the celebration. Say hi to everyone for me.
It's not just a celebration. You'd better realize that you won't be invited to all the weddings and funerals in the future. Even if you want to go, you'll be uninvited.
Why not?
Doing this to the daughter of the president who's been so kind to you, everyone says they don't even want to think of you as their relative.
What do you mean?
They wanted to go to the president's funeral themselves, but they also said it was sad that they were not allowed to attend so as not to burden the employees.
Who's the boss?
Do you know of a chain of commercial facilities that operates mainly in rural areas?
Nyasco, right? There's one near my house. Of course I know of it. But so what?
It's a medium-sized shopping mall. It's very much appreciated by people in rural areas that don't even have shopping malls.
Many of my relatives and neighbors work there. I believe you work there part-time or something?
It's been talked about in the media as a way to help solve the local employment problem.
So what's the point? Tell me already.
It was my mother who developed Nyasco.
What?
She was the president of Nyasco Corporation.
Your mother was the president? Why didn't you tell me?
When we greeted each other before our wedding, my mother told me that she would decide whether or not to tell you about her business.
She didn't tell me.
That's what I meant. My mother decided she shouldn't tell you.
Why not?
When you're the president of a big company, there's no end of people asking for money.
Are you saying I'm like that?
In fact, you are so dirty with money that you even tried to steal the birthday money. You took advantage of a child's celebration and tried to make $900. There's no limit to the extent of your greed. That's my mother. She saw right through it.
You're out of line. You are disrespecting your mother-in-law.
If I knew you were such a mother-in-law, why do you think I moved in with you?
Because Cash, who loves his mother, suggested it, right?
No. It was because I needed to stay here for a while for the opening of Nyasco's new store.
What?
I am not a part-timer. I was an area manager in charge of setting up and managing the store.
What's an area manager? I don't understand. Is that big?
It's not big. It's a job with a lot of responsibility.
You're just a low-level worker, so don't get all smug about it.
I'm not an area manager anymore.
Don't tell me you were fired for being too incompetent. Well, that makes sense. Do you want me to do it for you?
No thanks. You're the only one I won't be hiring under my authority.
Who do you think you are? Will you stop being an insane, unemployed person?
I am not unemployed. I'm taking over as president of the company in accordance with my mother's wishes.
What?
I'll be working at the head office, So I'm moving out and moving back to Tokyo. I will start a new life in Tokyo with cash. So... Wait a minute! Please live quietly in this peaceful town without being bothered by anyone. You're not taking me with you? The house my mother left behind is certainly large, so it's not impossible to invite you. Then it's settled. I've always wanted to live in Tokyo. I've always longed to live in the city. I'm not going to invite the trash who interrupted my mother's funeral and didn't even let me take my time to say goodbye. What? Today, my sister and I promised to toast together while looking at my mother's portrait. Now she's waiting for me to come home alone because of Trashly. I think you're talking to the wrong person. I am your mother-in-law. What's wrong with calling you Trashly? Acting like trash and talking so big? Just because you're the president doesn't mean you can act so high and mighty. Oh my, some people change when they have money. Shut up, Trashly. Don't say that. Ashley is such a pretty name. It doesn't suit you, so I changed it. I left you with Ash. You should be happy. Or I'll call you Trash. I feel sorry for the Lee used for a trash name like yours. Smart ass girl. Cash loved our mother too. He adored her more than his own parents. That's why he's so angry about this. He says he doesn't mind if we cut off our relationship with you. Cash has nothing to do with this. He is my son. Of course he would take my side. You really are an idiot. Cash started a new family. That's his priority. Don't take away my son too. That's okay. You have your thug boyfriend. Huh? A scumbag with no money and no teeth whom you've been dating since your husband was still alive? The youngest of 8 brothers, Butch, 59 years old. You two are a perfect couple. Trash and scum. How do you know all about that? Cash caught some asshole honking his horn in the funeral home parking lot. He told him to tell everything or he'd call the cops, and Butch folded. Damn Butch. You've got a bad temper and bad taste in men. You're helpless. I can't stand it. I can't believe I'm being so ragged on by you. You should watch your step. That's my line. No matter how angry Trashly gets, there's no one left who will listen to her anger. You need to understand your situation. Loneliness is the hardest thing for a human being. I've never heard of anyone being cut off for disturbing a funeral. I've never heard of anyone disturbing a funeral. By the way, did you know that's a crime? I've never heard of such a crime. It's called obstructing a sermon. I went to law school, so I remember thinking there was such a thing. No way. A prank call to a funeral home is a crime of obstruction. I didn't mean to commit a crime. So? You're not going to help me? You inherited a large amount of money, didn't you? You're the president of Nyasco, so you'll be making a lot of money from now on. Somehow, with the power of money, could you... Our company is also big on donations. We build schools and wells overseas. We can't spend money on garbage. Oh, please. Don't bother me or Cash ever again. I won't even let you see your grandchildren. Well, I think you'll be arrested, so you might not see them even if you wanted to. You said you wouldn't report me. I didn't, but the ceremony hall did. You and your scumbag boyfriend are going to be sorry in a cage. Oh no. I'm going back to my sister's. I don't want to be disturbed. I'll block you. Goodbye, Trashly. Trashly was arrested. Unfortunately, it was her first offense, so she was just fined. Perhaps it would have been easier to go to jail, because she was cut off from 8/10 of the town, or should I say plenty of the town. it seems that she was completely ostracized by the people. By the way, do you know what the other 2/10ths of the town are? I heard it's to lend a hand at least for the funerals and the fires. I wonder if there's anyone who can give a hand to Trashley. As for me, my work is so hard that I don't even have time to worry about Trashley. Once again, I realize how great my mother was. I'm going to do my best to fulfill my mother's wish, which was to cheer up Japan.
I'm leaving you. I can't believe you were married. I can't believe it.
Molly, wait a minute. Don't be deceived.
What do you mean deceived? You're dating me when you have a wife, right? She introduced herself as your wife.
You must have been surprised. Really, I'm sorry about you being startled. That's that girl I told you about. The girl who was stalking me back home. I thought it was over when I got transferred. I didn't think she'd come follow me all the way over here. She's a little crazy. She just called herself my wife. You don't need to believe her.
I see. That woman, Rebecca, was your stalker.
Yes, that's right. I'm really in a bind. Oh, don't worry. That stalker girl is gone. I'll protect you, don't worry. Where are you? I'll go get you.
No thanks. I got a room at a hotel. I'll stay there tonight.
Don't be silly. I said I'll pick you up. The hotel in front of the airport, right? West entrance, east entrance.
Nope. I'll take the bus. Get off at another stop and stay there.
Okay, it's a little far, but okay, I'll go. Where's the bus stop? Tell me, I'll be right there.
Don't come.
Why not?
You still don't get it?
Huh? What?
I know everything.
Huh? You know? Don't tell me you believe what she says. She's crazy. She just calls herself my wife or something. Of course I'm right. Right?
No. I met your wife in your apartment and we had a long talk, face to face.
What? Were you okay? She didn't hurt you. That woman. My precious Molly.
Just hear me out. You know what? When you told me about the stalker woman before, you said she was a cunning bitch, quick to lose her temper, and doesn't listen to anyone, right? But when I actually talked to her, she wasn't like that at all. On the contrary, she had all her identification, proof that you were married, etc. She told me to calm down and offered to talk about it. Then I was able to calm down and talk. Now I know everything you're trying to hide.
Of course, that's her plan. She made up all that evidence. It's fake. Don't be fooled. Anyway, she's cunning.
I don't think it's called cunning. I think it's called calm, collected, and clear-headed.
Oh my god, she's brainwashed you.
You still say that? LOL. Ma'am, it's not a coincidence that you ran into me.
Huh?
She found out from a tip from an acquaintance that you and I were living together, so she hired a private detective.
Private detective? Did you say who the tip was from?
There's no way she would tell me under the circumstances. So she did her research and here we are today. Because of that, I now understand that the transfer you're talking about is to leave your wife behind in your hometown and move out on your own. I now have a clear understanding of the situation. Your wife is a smart woman who doesn't deserve a moron like you.
Wait a minute, Molly, that's...
Also, she also knew that you lied to me about being single.
Huh?
So, after confronting you with the truth, it seems she came during the time when only I would be there to confirm what I wanted to do from that point. Therefore, even though we can call it a meeting between me and your wife, to be precise, things just unfolded as your wife had planned.
Oh my god. But if you women talked it out, that's fine, right?
I never said it was resolved through discussion. we were accompanied by your wife's lawyer. We're going to take the appropriate action from this point, and we're going to settle the matter.
Lawyer? Hey, Molly. I may have told you I'm single. I lied out of love because I wanted to marry you. It's because I love you. You understand, won't you, sweet Molly?
That's enough. I understand.
I'm glad you understand, Molly. You are the best. I'll take you over my wife anytime. She's so mean. She'd go and get a private detective. You're all I've got.
I didn't know you were that stupid.
What?
What kind of a lie is love? If you're married, you're supposed to put an end to your marriage first and then start a relationship with another woman. What you are doing is disgusting as a human being. And I was forced to have an affair without my knowledge. It's not a joke.
But you know, we were dating on the premise of marriage, right? I even met your parents. If that woman hadn't stormed in, we would have gotten married, right?
That's right. In other words, you even committed marriage fraud.
What? Why would I do that?
You made me put down a payment of $5,000 on your own car.
What? Because if we got married, we'd be using money as a couple and you'd be driving the car.
Are you seriously out of your mind? I can't believe you would have the nerve to marry me under these circumstances. I'm not going to talk to my parents and get a lawyer. I'll ask you to make contact through my lawyer in the future.
Oh, why? You love me, right? Then whether I have a wife or not, as long as you love me, there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, say something. Huh? What's this?
It means that all of these message screen caps have already been sent to your wife, Rebecca. I'll tell you now, even if you divorce Rebecca, I'm not going to marry you. That's enough. I hate dishonest people. Immediately after this, I blocked Miles. Thereafter, I left it to a lawyer. Anyway, I told him through my lawyer that there was no way I could marry a man who would betray his wife. But he insisted that it was a trivial matter for two people who love each other. After the conversation was over, Miles's parents came to me, apologized, and gave me a refund of $5,000 plus compensation. Next, Miles's divorce from his wife was finalized. He started stalking me, saying that now he could marry me. I went to the lawyer again and put a restraining order on him. And finally I had peace. It was all so tiring. He is now in the middle of being forced to quit his job and sent to a church of an acquaintance, where he is going to be rehabilitated for his bad temper. Austin, divorce me right away.
Huh? Casey?
I don't need someone like you anymore. You low-income trash. Divorce, divorce. Divorce is the only way.
Hey, calm down. What's the matter with you?
I told you, I'm divorcing you.
Can you at least tell me why? It's so abrupt, I'm confused.
I've been telling you for a while now. You're a low-income bum. Don't tell me you don't know why.
Because I'm unemployed?
That's right. You know what I'm talking about. You were working for an exploitive company with low pay. It's been 6 months since you quit, and you still haven't tried to get a new job? You've gotten a taste of living off my high income as an employee of a major company. What is a man supposed to do if he's not the breadwinner of the family?
The reason I left my job was because I got sick, so it's no wonder.
You've recovered completely, but you're not looking for a job.
I'm not looking for a job. I'm preparing to start my own business. Thanks to the Labor Bureau's help, I've been able to get my unpaid overtime and severance pay. I had no time to spend money in the first place, so I have a good amount of savings. I told you we'd be okay financially for a while. I'm sure I've explained it to you many times.
That's it, there. That's not good enough.
That?
You're too soft-hearted. You were working in the sweatshop, and your bosses were pushing you to do even more work. That's why you broke down and were forced to quit.
I know that's something I should reflect on, but...
You're such a social weakling. You starting your own business. Don't make me laugh. I'm only losing money by being with someone like you. There's no point in staying married to a husband you know will fail. I've decided I won't be tricked anymore.
I'm not trying to trick you. I'm trying to change who I used to be.
Low-income scumbags are cocky. I'd really like to ask for alimony, but I don't think you have that kind of money right now. I'll just take all of our joint savings and be satisfied with that. Sign the divorce papers I left in the living room and get them to the courthouse. You don't have any objections, do you?
Huh? What do you mean, divorce papers? You're going to divorce me right now?
Of course I am. If you don't get on with it, you never know when it's going to be a problem. I left the apartment while you were out all morning playing around. I really wanted you to leave, but the apartment is in your name. I had no choice but to move out. Well, I can see a future where you'll be forced to leave because you can't pay the rent now.
Wait a minute. Let's calm down and discuss this properly.
No, I don't want to. Being married to a low-income, trashy husband is nothing but hell. Goodbye. At best, live like a weak man who was abandoned by his wife and live a poor life. Austin, it's been 3 years. I hope you've reflected on your past by now. You did, didn't you? I thought it was time for you to repent your foolishness and come to me for help. So I've been kind enough to contact you. How kind of me.
Who are you?
Huh? Hi, it's Casey. Your wife?
I don't have a wife with that name. You've got the wrong person.
You're being so tough again.
What do you want?
You haven't contacted me even once in the 3 years since our divorce. I thought maybe you were still living at the bottom of the heap and were embarrassed and stubborn. I wonder what park you are homeless in. I'm sure you're living a very poor life. That's why I called you.
I see. Thank you for taking the time to do that.
Well, I'll get back to talking about you.
No, thank you.
What? You're still stubborn? You're the one who's in trouble because you can't get back with me. The one who makes a lot of money. It's time for you to stop being so stubborn and be honest.
I'm just being honest about my feelings.
Huh? You know what? I know you haven't changed much since our divorce 3 years ago. If I'm not mistaken, you're probably making less money than before. You don't even live in a decent house, do you?
What makes you think that?
I saw you on a street downtown. That empty store over there is where the popular cafeteria is going to open its 3rd branch, right? Was that interior work? You were working there in a dirty t-shirt and jeans, right?
Oh, you saw me. Yeah, that was me.
You were painting the walls. So are you working part-time as a painter or something? You know, it's a bottom-of-the-barrel kind of job.
Don't make fun of painters.
Well, you've just been told the truth and you're all red in the face.
Not me. It's just really rude to painters. I'm not a painter and that's not a part-time job. It's my cafe and I painted it myself with passion.
What's that? LOL. Well, that's whatever. So, where do you live now?
Why?
I just decided to get back together with you. Did you read the text message?
I never said I agreed to get back together with you.
Oh my, what else could your response be other than yes?
You know that if you remarry me with a high income, your life will be stable, right? I am the only woman who would marry low-income trash like you. I'll go to your place with a marriage certificate, so tell me where you live. Or are you so poor that you don't have a house? If you were homeless, you'd want to get back together with me, wouldn't you? LOL.
Casey, oh you. You say high income, high income. 4 hours a day, 4 or 5 times a week, $11 an hour.
Huh?
And I heard you're not working more than one job at the moment. How is that high income?
What are you talking about? I'm still an employee of a major company with a high income. I'm the envy of all career women.
No, you're not. Just 2 weeks ago, your relationship with your married boss got found out. You couldn't stay at the company, so you voluntarily resigned. You're working part-time now. I know.
Huh? Wait, why? How do you know?
You haven't figured it out yet? I mean, do you even know the name of your own employer? Working with an attitude like that, no matter how much of a part-timer you are, it's appalling.
Huh? What, you're just trying to show off?
Then I'll tell you. Who the hell do you think you are talking like that when you are working for me and my wife?
What? What are you talking about? And by wife? How can you have a wife if you're a low-income trash?
I'm already married and I'm the boss now.
What?
I own the cafeteria where you started working part-time the other day.
Huh?
A few months after you and I divorced, I successfully opened the first cafeteria. So now I'm the president and manager of the first store. And the person who became my wife was one of the opening staff there. Now she's the manager of the second store, where you are now.
Huh? Wait a minute. That female manager is your second wife?
That's what I meant. We got married 3 months ago.
What the hell? That's way too coincidental.
It's a really great coincidence, isn't it? I've left it up to my wife to interview and hire a new part-timer for the second restaurant. But the day before yesterday, she told me that she hired a new part-timer, and it was you. I was so surprised. And then I found out through some contacts why you left your last job.
Really? What's going on?
My wife didn't know that the new part-timer was her husband's ex-wife, so she hired you. When she heard about it from me, she just looked shocked and appalled.
I'm surprised too. I didn't know you were running a cafe. And that you had the talent to expand to a third location. If you were planning to become the president, why didn't you tell me?
I told you that I was preparing to start my own business. But when I tried to explain to you what I wanted to do, you said you didn't understand what I was trying to explain. You said it was pointless to ask me because I wouldn't succeed anyway. You wouldn't listen to me at all.
Well,
let's not talk about that. I've decided to let you work here for a while, just to see how it goes. If you don't feel comfortable, you can quit. If you're willing to separate your work and private life, I don't mind at all if you keep working here. What are you going to do?
Of course I'm going to quit. I can't imagine being used by you and your wife. It would be such a humiliating thing to do.
Yes, I get it.
Damn it. I thought I could work at a popular cafe. But because of you, I've wasted my time.
If you had checked the president's greeting on the homepage, you would have figured it out. Didn't you check that before you applied? Oh well, I'm sorry for taking up your time.
Oh, give me a break. What is this certified mail? What do you think you're doing?
Did you get it? Well, it's just what it says.
You want me to pay alimony? What reason would there be for alimony?
About the infidelity with your boss, which we talked about the other day.
What?
You were having a relationship all the way back from when we were still married. I found out from the evidence I gathered.
No way.
Now that I know, it's possible to file for alimony even now. I'm going to make sure it gets done.
Oh no. My boss's wife wants me to pay compensation too. And now I've been fired from my job. I was just wondering how I was going to make ends meet. And now you're adding on another layer? Don't you feel sorry for me?
I'm sorry. You'll have to go through a lawyer for your side of the story.
Huh?
Well then, I'll leave you to it. My ex-wife was supposed to be excellent at her job, but I guess you could say she has a personality problem. However, she had good looks on the outside, so my present wife was easily fooled during the interview. Casey was in a hurry to get back with me because she was fired from her job, and then she remembered me. Even with a low income, she thought I must have saved up some money and didn't have time to spend it when I was working for that bad company. If I were thinking of starting a business, I must have a good amount of money. She was so full of expectation that she thought she would be the president's wife if she had succeeded. But no way, it backfired. As for me, I was relieved. The amount of compensation she has to pay has been further increased. Right now, it seems like she's working tirelessly, mainly focusing on jobs where she can earn money, often juggling multiple jobs every day.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.